Hey y'all! For this week's video, I'm going to show you how I took my hair from this dark color to honey blonde highlights using a box dye at home. If you're interested in seeing how I did this, then stay tuned. Hey y'all, this is Daphne Alexandria. Welcome back to my channel where I help you support Black-owned hair care products. So for this week's video, we're doing something a little bit different. You're probably wondering why I came on here looking so crazy with all of these clips in my hair, and it is because I'm going to be playing with some hair color at home. I've been wanting to get lighter highlights in my hair, and I had an appointment to go to a salon to do it, but I wasn't feeling great that day. The weather was terrible. It happened to be like some crazy hurricane-esque kind of torrential downpour. So I didn't end up going, but I still want these highlights. And I was thinking about it and I was like, do I need to spend all this money, or can I just go ahead and try to do it myself at home? And I figured if it turns out looking crazy, I'll just go get some more dye and dye it black. It's just hair, right? So the dye I bought is this Textures and Tones honey blonde color. There's no ammonia, so that's supposed to help ensure that your hair doesn't get damaged as you go through this process. So in the box you get 4 different things. One is the actual hair color itself. Next is the color activating cream, and then you get this booster packet. I think it's supposed to help like lift your darker hair color if you have particularly dark hair, just to help get you better results with the color. And then they give you this conditioner, which I don't know if I'm gonna use it because I have other conditioners. I might like mix this with some other stuff. But yeah, I'm a little nervous, but we're just gonna go for it, okay? We're just gonna put away our perfectionist tendencies. And sorry I keep looking over here. I'm gonna be using this mirror as I put the color on, so if you see me looking over there, that's why. Very quick disclaimer, but obviously I am not a professional hairstylist. I'm just following the instructions that are on the box dye, but please go ahead and do your own research before you try this at home. So as a first step, I'm just going around the perimeter of my hairline and putting some Vaseline to help protect my skin from any staining from the dye. Also, I forgot to mention, but these gloves come in the box, and I just put some scrunchies around the wrists so that they wouldn't move around too much. I'm just pouring the color into the color activating cream, and then I also poured most of the booster packet into it as well and shook it up thoroughly. Alright, so the color is all mixed up. I'm just gonna pick out like a few pieces here and there to add the color to. I'm really nervous, y'all. I don't know how this is about to turn out, but here we go. After taking a first pass at adding the color all around my head, I just went back in and picked out a few more pieces to add the color to. As you can see, I was putting these clips at the top of my hair to keep the dye from touching my face as much as possible, because obviously that can burn your skin, so just be mindful of that. Okay, so I've placed the color. I think I've done a decent job of placing it on my ends all around my head. Okay, so the dye's been in my hair for about 45 minutes now, and you can see that my hair has definitely taken some color. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse all of this out and shampoo my hair. So I deep conditioned my hair for a while, probably like 2 hours. Want to make sure that it does not dry out or lose any of its kind of protein bonds. So now I'm just going in with this Avocurl leave-in conditioner. This is another black-owned brand I'm trying, and this bottle is enormous, which is good because it was expensive. It has like a very kind of slimy texture. And there's a little bit of graininess to this, which I'm not sure where that's coming from. This does have a very like earthy herbal scent to it. It kind of reminds me of like if you've ever made any Ayurvedic hair masks at home or anything like that. That's kind of what this reminds me of, the scent. So if you're somebody who likes super fruity scent in things, I don't know how much you'll love this scent. I don't mind it, but just to call that out. The texture of this is very interesting. I don't think I've ever used a leave-in that feels like this in my hair. Okay, so this is how my hair is looking after dyeing it and styling it in my usual braid out. I'm not sure the camera is really picking up all of the color, so I tried to film this in the daytime so that you guys could get a little bit of a better sense of how it's looking in the natural light. But I'll insert some pictures. Overall, I'm really happy with how this has turned out, and I actually went back and bought another box of the Honey Blonde to go ahead and add a bit more color to this side, because I think in all of my hesitancy and nervousness didn't do as much on this side. So I definitely want to add a little bit more color to this other side. I also feel like in the back I missed like a couple of sections. I also went back to the store and bought the lightest blonde from Textures and Tones, and I think what I want to do is I'll go in with this at another time, so I think I'll probably want to give my hair a little break. I just want to frost like some of the tips as well. I think that the lighter tones actually really complement my skin tone well, and it kind of brings out some of the warmer tones in my complexion, which I like a lot. And then just really quickly to let you guys know my thoughts on the Avocurl products, which as I said is a black owned brand that I used to style my hair after dyeing it this week. I don't think these really agreed very well with my hair, unfortunately. For the leave-in, I've never used a leave-in with this kind of consistency, and I'm not sure that my hair really liked it. It almost felt like a really light gel and has a little bit of a cast to it. And after my hair had dried and I was, you know, touching my hair and running my hands through it a little bit, there was a slight residue that was left on my fingers, and when I rubbed my fingers together, like the product like peeled up on it, which I wasn't a huge fan of. I don't like for my hair to have any kind of residue on it. Maybe the issue was that I just used a bit too much of it, but even just looking at the ingredients, this isn't a water-based product. There's no water in this, and usually I use leave-ins that are much creamier and water-based. For the daily moisturizer, it's super oily. And I don't usually use oils on my hair all that often because I feel like they weigh my hair down and I like volume. If you personally like to use oils a lot in your hair regimen, then maybe this would work out a lot better for you. But for me, I wasn't a big fan of that. Overall, I just felt like there wasn't enough like water or moisture in my hair for styling. And so it just kind of feels pretty dry, and this is day 2 of my braid out. Usually I would have this level of volume and frizziness and loss of definition at like, you know, day 4 or 5. To me, it's just an indication that my hair really was not moisturized very well from these products. And to be clear, I am in no way trying to bash these products or deter any of you from trying them out, but just for me personally, they didn't really work all that well for my hair, and I'm not sure I would repurchase them. At most, maybe I could try the leave-in again with some kind of cream leave-in and put that on top of it as more of a styler kind of product and see how that works out. But I wouldn't rely on that leave-in to be my sole source of moisture as the foundation for my styling. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful or informative, please go ahead and give this video a like, comment down below, if you have tried dyeing your hair at home yourself, and if you also are passionate about supporting Black-owned businesses and Black hair care brands, go ahead and subscribe to this channel so you can learn more about some of the Black-owned brands that are out there. Bye.